Hi Twin Flames, hi light workers. Thank you for joining me. This is Lisha and I'm here again with another video. This is part 2 of the Break Free series, and I hope you guys had a chance to look at the first video because it was very powerful. So many good things in there that I was led to say to you by my angels, and I just want you to go back and look at it because it's just, amazing how much more we can get out of sharing our experiences, sharing, even just sharing my lyrics with you guys is giving me a chance to really break it down for myself and see how it relates to my own journey. And excuse my little bit of congestion. I still have some congestion from this week. I've had another bout of illness that came about. So, but we always are constantly, as twin flames and light workers, dealing with things that come up in our life, and we just have to learn how to take care of ourselves. These are learning experiences, and something I also believe gave me a chance to be able to just have time off work because I was doing so much at work that I wasn't really giving enough time and attention to my spiritual work. So, I have that opportunity now to do that this week. So thank you for sending me prayers, love, and light. I appreciate it. I send it right back to you guys. Thank you so much for everything. And I hope that you guys are starting to get more familiar with the way I'm using this platform. And if you are new, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the new subscribers that I have. I just, in the past week, have gained probably about 4 or 5 subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. And if you haven't had an opportunity to learn what this channel is all about, you can go back and look at the very first video that I made and put on here about twin flame musical therapy. And it'll tell you all about it. And then you can start to see how I break down in the playlists the different songs that I've written, so you can always reference them from the playlist instead of going through all the videos and trying to figure out which one goes with which. The playlists are very specific as to the titles of the songs that I'm using, and then they break it down into 2 or 3 parts so that you can easily access it from the playlist, okay? Each song has a very great message in there for you, and these are, like I said, songs that I've written that happen to be about the twin flame journey and just love in general. But it really does specifically help twin flames on their journey towards union, because they are, it kind of explains the process, it kind of describes what we go through, and it opens up the door for us to be able to communicate that in our on this platform. So the more interaction I get from you guys, the better this platform is going to be as it grows, and you guys can see how much the lyrics of the songs will relate to you. You can share them with others, and you can just get a lot out of it. So this is like having your vitamin for the day, because it really does help you in strengthening you and keeping you on your toes as far as on this journey, because it can be rough. And this week I had a rough week, and so I know firsthand that it can be rough. I always like to tell you guys where I'm at on my journey. I am a twin flame in communication, and I do know that that there have been things in my past that kind of led me to believe different things about my journey. But all in all, I do know that I have been activated spiritually and connected to my twin flame on the 5D for sure. And I'm having issues with trying to connect with them on the 3D level. So my twin flame is an amazing person, but he still has problems with trying to come to grips with this journey as well, I believe. And so as a divine feminine, I have to give him time to come to grips with it. And that's one of the hardest things for us as divine feminines, because like I told you in the last video, and this is what I want to reference again, is I made 2 videos last time. One was about the first part of Break Free. The second video was about separation, and I just felt led by Spirit to make a video on separation for those who are in separation. Now I am, like I told you, in communication, but I've been through separation also, where I had a period of a 1.5 years stint where I didn't have any communication at all with my twin, only in the 5D. And it was a very fascinating thing because I still felt him every day. I still knew what he was feeling. I still knew what he was going through. And he still came to me, astrally projecting to me. We were still able to kind of communicate in spirit, and I was able to even ask him questions and hear him and feel him answer those questions, clairaudiently. So it was just a really unique experience, and it did not come about until after I went through a period of tremendous breakdown and suffering where I had no clue what was going on. Like I said, when your twin flame ghosts you, or when they just, decide that it's too much for them and they just don't communicate at all and they leave you hanging, it's the most painful feeling ever. It's like you just lost a part of yourself again. And I know because I was there. And so that first few days was the roughest because I was crying and I didn't know what was going to happen next. You feel so much fear and overwhelming grief. It's like you're losing a part of yourself. And so you have to be able to listen to your spirit and be able to go inside, go within, meditate, and heal. Because this is, these are abandonment issues that we're going through. They're all being triggered so that you can heal them. All this stuff is supposed to be triggered in you by your twin so you can heal it. And this is, I think, what a lot of people don't recognize about separation. And so if you haven't had a chance to see that video, it is a very, very powerful video too. And hopefully in the near future, I'm going to be able to speak to a very beautiful couple, Amelia and Andrew, I believe. I want to say Amelia and Andrew, who are part of Soul Travelers 888. And they go around and they travel around, and they are twin flames, and they kind of like live a nomadic lifestyle, but they kind of go wherever they feel led to go and share their blessing and their light with everyone. And it's just a beautiful thing. They've been in Hawaii and now they're in California. So I hope to be able to share their perspective on separation, and how, if that last video that I made, which I gave a very, very eye-opening interpretation of what your twin flame goes through and what you go through once you recognize each other's soul in each other. So go back and check that video out, because it's very important, because I don't feel that enough people know what happens right when they meet their twin and then why they go into separation. So it kind of explains that whole process. And hopefully Amelia and Andrew can give their spin on what happened when they went through something similar in the near future. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. Just because we have some, like I said, some rough days, rough weeks, we get down, maybe we have some illness come up on us, but that doesn't make us stop what we're doing altogether. We just have to find a time where we can feel strength enough to keep going and get plenty of rest. Get as much rest as you need. Drink lots of fluids if you're going through any illness. I've been eating a lot of chicken soup, and it's been really good for me. It's like chicken soup for the soul and chicken soup in my tummy. So so this is our chicken soup right now, and I hope that you guys can feel much more warmth and love emanating from these videos every single time you watch one. And I just want to thank you all so much for being a part of this journey with me. And like I said, if you're in communication, or maybe if you're not in communication, but you do know your twin is out there, just be thankful that you know who your twin is, and that that person has triggered these experiences in you, because no matter what, you're going to grow as a person. You're going to grow into more self-love. You're going to be more able to identify more things about yourself that you can use to help others. And it's just going to be a great process of learning who you are. And one of the things that I also was able to find yesterday on Instagram was from a lady that I follow her name is Tabitha Brown. She's a beautiful lady who has had a adventure of her own in healing, and she was able to become completely vegan after having a period of time where she was having so many ailments with neck pain and headaches and things that were just chronic for her, that had lasted for a couple of years, I think, until she decided to take the 30-day vegan challenge, and she stuck with it for up until now. And she has become a really amazing social media personality as a result. She has videos on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok that have really blown her up. But not only that, she just gives such great messages. And her message last night, or the night before last, was to have a season for you. So it's called You Season. And sometimes we don't do that because we're not used to having a You Season, which I'm going to call Me Season because this is where I'm at right now. So this is my Me Season, time for me to work on me, time for me to do all the things that I really have always wanted to do. Yes, I want to start a family eventually. Yes, I want to be able to have the things that my twin is offering me, but he's not ready. And so in that situation, when they have other things that they keep putting in front of the journey, whether they be their own career plans, or whether they have some ambitions of their own that they just want to fulfill, you got to let them do that, because you're going to be able to do that from your perspective as well. And if you don't, then you're not going to feel complete as a person. And if you come together as an incomplete person, you're going to be needy and too dependent on your twin flame to make you happy. So this is why we go into separation. This is why we have that time period where we need to pull away from each other for a while and let each other grow, individually, so that we can become our best versions of ourselves and then come together. So I hope you guys understand this all. Like I said, there's so many videos to reference on why we go into separation, and I already made a video about separation and how it's an illusion. So you can also take a look at that one, because we're always on the 5D, we're always together, no matter what. You can always feel your twin. As long as you're raising your vibration and keeping your frequency high, you will be able to connect with your twin on the 5D at any point in your journey. It doesn't matter if you're communicating or not, or if they've ghosted you or not. You can always connect with your twin on the 5D. And that's one thing you got to realize as a twin flame. You have that innate ability to do so. And so don't ever feel like you are, totally disconnected from your twin. That is just your ego speaking to you. That is your mind talking about this and that and trying to bring up, things that are not truly reality for you. Because as a twin flame, you have access to all kinds of higher conscious tools, things that that you can use, your intuition, your third eye, your crown chakra, all those things we talked about in videos before, that'll help you get in tune with connecting with your twin. And the meditations that are out there, and the frequency music that they have out there that can help you connect with your twin during meditation is just amazing. There's so many resources at your disposal. So don't ever think that there's no way for you to be able to reconnect, even if your twin is not talking to you. You have those resources at your disposal. Please use them. I've already talked more about, Quora and other platforms like, other channels on YouTube, that you can research, things on Instagram. I even put things in my description box below so you can know what references that you have that I've used to help me along the way. So, these are the tools that we have at our disposal. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the song again, Break Free. And I hope if you haven't, like I said, checked out the first video, you do so, because the song is on there. I put the video of the song on there, and it's a really, really nice video. So you can reference that video anytime you want to, just to let your mind go free and let it take you away to a place where you can feel safe, calm, serene, feel like there's something that's going to help lift you up and help you to get to the point where you're at the peak of the mountaintop. Like I told you guys in the last video, when you get to that mountaintop, you can look down and see how far you've come and see just how amazing this journey has been, because you've grown so much. Even from last year, you've grown. From last month, you've grown. From last week, you've grown. So just know that, this is a growth process, and you're learning from the pain that you go through how to heal. You're getting catapulted into your self-love, like I spoke to you about last time. Okay, so I think I left off at the chorus of the song last time, and I'll go back on that and speak on it a little bit, because you're starting to break free, break free, break free. Starting to break free, break free, break free. It's amazing, when you start to break free, you feel so light as a feather. You feel so like you can just float, float through the clouds and float through like I was saying, those snow-capped mountains that are in the video from the song that I put on the last one, for Break Free. You know, the video is depicting what exactly I'm talking about as far as being in those snow-capped mountains, flying high above them like an eagle or a falcon or a phoenix rising from the ashes. So you guys need to use all those references, because this is going to help be the analogy that we used in this song to show you how you can break free. And the second verse says, I know just how it feels. I've been in dire straits and barren fields. This is me I'm talking about. I'm giving you guys my personal testimony in this song about how it is, you know, being on this journey. This is my own little, putting my own little 2 cents in there as far as telling you guys, I've been there. I've been where you are. I know how it feels. It's you know, this is what the verse says. I've been in dire straits. Yes, I have. You know, for years, I didn't even know or remember that I had a twin flame. I didn't even know what a twin flame was. You know, you guys, I'm in my 40s. So this journey has been since birth, but yet I went through a process, like I told you, as a child, where I forgot about my gifts and my talents, that I was able to speak to angels and connect even in telepathy with my twin. At a young age, we actually had telepathic conversations at a young age, even though we lived in different parts of the country. Isn't that amazing? You know, if you had the ability to do that with your twin, count it as a blessing. If you met your twin one time and you were separated from them, and you know, you never thought you would ever see them again, and you come back together later in life, maybe you had a family, maybe you went and got married and had, you know, kids, and you just never thought you would ever see that person again, and then all of a sudden you find each other on social media and you're like, wow, and you see that, you know, that person might not be with anyone at the time, and maybe you're having a rough time with the person you're with, and you're thinking, you know, maybe this isn't working out for you. It's because it's the time that you're going to see that's time for you to break free. Okay, so this is the time. This is the time for you to break free. And you know, like I told you guys, it's going to be a choice you have to make. You know, you're going to have to make that choice. Nobody can do it for you, to break from a karmic partner, or, you know, and it's not that you're breaking up a home, okay? Because in spiritual truth, you and your twin flame are husband and wife in the higher. This is again what I told you guys last time. So don't ever feel guilty about changing from one situation into the situation that was always meant for you. Because like I told you, you might be freeing up your ex to be with someone else that might be better for them as well. The children in the situation might be, you know, are not understanding it all the way, but in some cases, the children actually do know what's going on, in most cases actually, and they may be encouraging you because they see that how unhappy you guys are. So, you know, if you do find your twin flame later in life and you've had all these past experiences and, you know, you're still in a situation, you can definitely meditate on it and, you know, ask Father Mama, which I say is God, my term for endearment for God or source. Ask Father Mama to help you. Ask him to help you get through this, and tell him to send you angels that will help you get through this, because it's something that, you know, you can't necessarily do alone. I couldn't leave my ex by myself without the help of the spirits and the angels. I know I couldn't have done it, because I was so comfortable in the situation. And not only that, it was almost like I was trapped. But you need Father Mama and the angels to show you the way out. And that's another thing I talked about, was the dream that I had where, you know, through your twin flame, you see a way out, you know, of the situation. Because in the dream that I had, my twin flame kind of rescued me from this lake that I had been lying dormant in, and just laying there underneath on the ground, on the bottom of this lake. I had been laying there dormant, almost like in a dead or a zombie state. My twin flame dove into the water and came and lifted me up and brought me to the surface, where we both ended up coming off of out of the, it was like a cave. We were in the cave and the lake was at the bottom of this cave. And he brought me up off this onto the side where there was dry land. We got up and walked together out into this tunnel in this cave, and the tunnel had a light at the end of it. And this was just a beautiful analogy that we were meant to be able to walk out of this together as twin flames, you know. And I left behind my old life, you know. So there's another song, and I just keep telling you guys about Trevor Hall because I love his music, and I want to reference it again in this video, but a different song, and it's called That Old Story. You got to let that old story go. That old story, you know what it is. It's your karmic partner. It's that, you know, all those previous boyfriends or girlfriends or people that you knew weren't good for you. You got to make peace with each of them in your spirit, okay? Now, it doesn't mean you have to go hunt them down. Some of you might want to do that because you might feel called to do that and led to do that by your spirit. But if not, you can always do it within by meditation, because, you know, they say that the way you think about it, you know, you're actually creating that in your own reality. So, you know, this is law of attraction. This is also just being able to come to closure with things, you know, writing it down, and then everything down that you wish you had said to this person, and then burning it. All these are ways to find closure, you know, especially if someone has passed on and you haven't been able to find closure with them. These are all ways for you to be able to do that. So just know that if you need help with that, you know, you can always, you know, find references. You can also ask me in the comment section, you know, what can I do to help me let go of someone? You know, this is all a part of breaking free too. So that's why I love this song, because it really helps us discuss more things that we can do to break free from, you know, past relationships that were unhealthy and toxic for us. You know, and they were all learning experiences. So never hold any grudges against anybody that came along your path, because they were meant to be there. They were there for a season to help you learn who you are, learn more about you. So never make any bad comments about people, or, you know, even if you had painful experiences or painful moments and you really just, you know, have memories that are not so great, don't talk bad about that person, because those experiences help lead you to become who you are now, to help you to get to the point where you could meet your twin flame. You know, just think, maybe if you hadn't gone through those experiences, you would have never felt an urge or need to find your twin flame, and your soul wouldn't have connected again. So you actually do meet your twin when you're at a point where you're unhappy and unsatisfied with life. Okay, that's mostly what all of us go through. We're at a point where we're unhappy, we're unsatisfied with life and how our lives are. And we just know that there has to be something more to it than this. You know, there has to be something more to it than this. And that's what leads us down this path to want to call out to our twin. These are the moments. These are those wishes that we're giving to the universe, you know, just like wishing on a star. You know, Tinkerbell, you know, all these fairy tales and all these, you know, little stories for children's stories that we learn along the way and as children when we're growing up are very relevant, because they all show us, you know, how we connect on a spiritual level. And it's so amazing that a child's story or a movie like that can make you think. You know, these are the things that I went through. But yes, they are. You know, you wished on a star and your twin appeared. So they're little beautiful analogies, you know. So if you ever find anything in your children's movies or favorite movies that you have, put it in the comments so I can know. I love to hear stuff like that, because like I said, as an artist, I love hearing how art helps relate to you and to me on this journey. If you're a movie buff, if you're a singer, if you're a artist, painter, you play an instrument, you just have different things, I want to know about it. Tell me what you do. Tell me what's your art form. What's your choice of art? I want to know. How do you express yourself when no one's looking, or maybe when you just feel like you have, you know, those days when you don't have anything you have to do, and you don't have to go to work or worry about anything? What do? You know, do you garden? Do you grow flowers? You landscape? What is it? What is it that you love? Those are all forms of artwork to me, you know. So I'd love to hear it from you guys. I haven't had many comments in the comments section, but this is a chance for you guys to share just something little. It doesn't have to be major, okay? Even if you don't want to talk about your twin, talk about what you love doing that makes you feel at peace and calm. Write it in the comment section. Or give me a suggestion as to what you want to hear as far as how you can make this platform even more interesting, okay? So this is what I'm saying in the second verse. I know just how it feels. I've been in dire straits. My dire straits was when I was going through that period of time with not knowing who my twin was. I went through a lot of loss as far as personal loss, just not having a lot of support from family. I was at one point in time I wasn't even really communicating with my family, and so once I got back together, or once I recognized who my twin was, a lot of those things started to change, because as I became more aware of who I am as a spiritual being, I started to emanate more light, okay? So the light helped attract my family back in and helped me to be able to be more at peace and calm when dealing with my family. And so now we're all speaking together and, having great conversations. We're all, back, in harmony with each other. For the most part, there are times when we have our ups and downs or our little things, but right now my family has to pull together because there are some other illnesses that came up that we need to be able to be on one accord for. And this is why I'm so thankful that I was able to reunite with them in 2020, because during the pandemic, you guys will hear a lot more about my story when I tell you about my experience, how I met my twin, and how the pandemic played a part in all this. But, I told you guys I went to New York, and then when I came back from New York, that was to kind of help separate me from my karmic partner. When I came back from New York, I got a job, and I was able to reconnect with my family, because my youngest brother reached out to me and wanted to come down with my mom and my other brother and sister, and they all came down and we got together. And then eventually my dad came into the picture again too. So I'm not saying everybody's story is going to be the same and picture perfect, but at least you will have connections with people in your family again that you might not have thought you would have, once you start to really forgive. Okay, so forgiveness is a big part of it, because there have been things in my past that most people probably wouldn't forgive that happened to them, but that's part of this journey. Unconditional love is the biggest part of this journey. And these are the reasons why you're going to be going up that mountain. Like I said, that mountain is helping you to release those burdens one by one as you're going up it. And you're helping yourself to heal from all the past trauma, forgive yourself, and you're forgiving others who have done things to you, because until you learn that lesson, it's going to keep coming back around. So if you're not going up the mountain, guess where you are? You're going around it again. You're going around and around and around and around till you start learning which way is up, okay? So the lessons are going to come back, and you're going to still be stuck on the bottom of that mountain until you learn and forgive, okay? Learn the lesson and forgive, and keep moving up, okay? So I've been in dire straits in barren fields. Now, barren fields for me is going through a season of dryness and barrenness, okay? So when I say barrenness, I'm not talking about childbirth or nothing like that. I'm talking about feeling like you're in a constant situation of lack, or feeling like you're constantly struggling to make ends meet, like you just don't ever have enough. That unfruitful part of life where you feel like you're just not making it, okay? We've all been there, where you just feel, no matter what I do, no matter how many jobs I get, no matter how much pay I get, it always seems to leave. And you always have things coming up. Car breaks down, you got health issues you got to go take care of, dentist stuff, that all hits your budget, it hits you in the pockets. So you always feel like you're going through something that keeps you broke. I've been there, and abundance is something that flows naturally to you once you start to let go of things that no longer serve you, let go of those things that are holding you back. If you know this job that you're doing and that you're in right now is not serving you for your greatest good, you're gonna have to leave it eventually. When the time is right, when your angels let you know that you have another opportunity, or maybe you just don't know what's gonna happen next, but the angels are telling you, okay, it's time. It's time for you to let go of this job because it's no longer serving your highest good. Then you got to listen and heed those angels because they know what's best for you and they're leading you to the right way. Okay? So listen to your intuition, listen to your angels, pray, meditate before you make those kind of decisions, and you will find that the answers will come to you during your meditation. I always get the answers I need. Never ever once have I been in meditation and not had a good answer come to me, okay? So this is when you're honing in on that gift, that spiritual gift of connecting with source, okay, from your crown chakra up. Remember I talked about that. Your crown chakra is where you are directly connecting the love that source has for you into your body, and it's helping to heal all and align all the chakras within you. So the more you're able to connect with that, and also with your solar plexus chakra, the more abundance will flow in because you are healing those chakras, okay? Excuse me. And so you're going to be able to feel a more relaxed state, not have anxiety as much. You're not going to worry about where money's coming from. You're going to be able to understand that as you raise your frequency, as you do things you love, as you let go of things that are not good for you, let that old story go, then you're going to see that blessings rushing in, okay? Because you have to make room for these things. If you have all this clutter in your home, and you want to put in a new living room set, but you've got stuff everywhere, that you can get rid of. You've got an old couch, you've got old, a chair or a sofa chair that you need to get rid of. Stuff that's just cluttering and junk in the way. How are you going to put in a new living room set, a brand new one, if you're still having all this other stuff in the way? You can't. You got to get rid of that stuff first. And then you can, put your new living room set in there. So it's the same thing when it comes to you making room for abundance in your life and making room for blessings in your life. You have to let go of some old junk, okay? Longing for something after a long time with nothing, okay? Wow, this is definitely what I went through for years, years and years, because I felt like no matter what I did, the job that I was at, I was good at it, but yet it wasn't making me productive in the sense, spiritually, I definitely wasn't being productive. So I was longing for something. I had a longing for something more, no matter how good you get at something in the corporate world or in, a job or in whatever you do, no matter how good you get at something, if it's a career choice and it's not serving your highest good, if it's not leading you down a more spiritual path, you're going to start longing for something else because it's going to not satisfy you, okay? It's going to say, you're going to be like, well, this is all great, but I'm still not happy. I'm still not, really where I want to be in life. I don't have the things that I've always wanted to have. I'm working way too much to be, making this little amount of money. So, these are the things that are going to make you want to long for more. And, it's going to feel like you've gone through this period of lack or just not having enough. And even if you do have nice things, you're going to still want more, or want, you feel like you need to fill up this void with more and more and more material things. And that's not what's going to make you happy either. You're going to learn that too, that material things will stop doing it for you after a while. Purses, clothes, shoes, cars, they're not going to do it for you after a while as a spiritual being, A nice home, okay, good. But, what if you end up losing that? What if you end up going through a period of financial crisis and losing most of that, which happens to a lot of twin flames, believe it or not. You guys, this is part of the tower moment. The tower moments that lead you to go up the mountain and start dropping all those burdens so that you can get to the top and break free from it. Okay, these are the things that happen. These are the things that will be your angels will allow to happen in your life to help you along your spiritual path, okay? It started with the damage and will end when you are healed. Okay, the damage is the trauma. The whole experience of being human is traumatic. Okay, we know this very well as light workers and people that are actual spirits that are coming down from the higher. We know that being choosing to become human is already going to put us in a situation where we have to go through a lot of trauma. We know this. We signed up for this. Remember, we signed up for this, okay, as twin flames. So we just need to understand that this is all a part of the journey. This is all a part of the human experience that we agreed to be able to come down here and experience with our twin. So the twin flame dynamic means that you are one soul in two different bodies, male and female. Now, the male and female is the energy, not the actual sex, okay? This is what I keep trying to say. So anyone who's confused about that, there are two different energies, male and female energies. And so your twin is either the male or the female. You can be a male or female energy. That's what they call divine feminine, divine masculine. Has nothing to do with your sex or gender, okay? So you can be a man or a woman and still have a dynamic that is divine feminine or divine masculine. So realize that, okay? But it started with the damage means that when you came here and incarnated on earth, you went through a lot of trauma as children, from the very birthing process. That was traumatic, up into, being raised, maybe by parents who didn't have it all together themselves because they went through things of their own and that they didn't heal from, okay? So when you went through things like that as a child, you're gonna have to learn to recognize that maybe mom and dad didn't have their, hadn't gone through a healing process of their own. And so they carried a lot of their own trauma and grief and pain into the relationships when they got together. And when they had you, they didn't know any better, they didn't have it all together. And so you're gonna have to be able to recognize that sometimes it's just going to be the case where you're going to have to do that healing work on your own, because the mom and dad might not, at the age they are, want to do it, and if they don't want to do it, that's okay too, because everyone has a right to live their life out the way they want to, except that that's what they want to do. Move on, live your own life. If you can't get along with them, love them from a distance. If they tend to harp on you and you can't stand that, find ways to separate yourself in a loving way, not in a harsh way, okay? You can have boundaries without making people feel less than, okay? You got to learn how to be that way as a twin flame. You have to learn how to establish boundaries without making people feel lower, okay? Because, they might try to guilt trip you. Yeah, they might try to do things or say things that'll hurt you, but once you establish those boundaries, you won't be hurt, because you'll realize what they're saying is coming from a place of hurt and pain themselves, okay? So understand that. So this is why I love how, like I told you, these conversations that we're in right now, I hope you guys are drinking your tea like I am. Drinking some tea along with me and just enjoying the conversation, because we're going to talk about some of everything, because that's what the angels do. They give me all these things to talk about for you guys to help you on this journey, because I know some of you guys out there are struggling with parental figures and in your life that you might be having trouble with, and not understanding why things happen to you. Once you get to a point where you are loving unconditionally, you forgive them, because you realize, hey, they didn't know what they were doing. They already had things going on. Most of the time, if they do something to you, it probably was done to them. Honestly speaking, that's what I learned, on my journey, is that they didn't know how to deal with their own trauma that happened to them, so they took it out on me. And, I had to learn to forgive that, okay? Because until they heal from it, it's going to keep happening. But at least it stopped with me, because I know now why they did it, okay? I know now why things happened the way they did, and I cannot allow it to pass on into the next generation, because I've healed from it. And this is one thing that another lady who I found on Instagram. I have to remember her Instagram handle because she has music too that I'll put in the description box. Her name is Tony. Forget her last name, but she said in one of her posts something to the effect that, do yourself and your family the best favor by healing, okay? Because once you heal you, all the generational trauma, it stops with you because you've healed from it. And another twin flame couple, one who has actually passed on, his name was Mel, and I don't remember his last name either, but I will reference his video where he talks beautifully about how once you heal your trauma, then the generational curse is lifted because you are the groundbreaker. You are the groundbreaker in your family for this curse to be lifted because you've done the work. You have the strength, you have the willpower, you have the beauty, the knowledge, the brains to be able to do this because you've been equipped with it before you got here. That's what being a twin flame is all about, having the equipment, having the armor to be able to handle all this crap that we got to go through. Just think, you're a warrior. You're a powerful light worker, and you have all these gifts and talents to share with the world, and you had to go through these things in order to find that out, okay? So it started with the damage, the traumas of, growing up and learning all these things and being taught all these things and having to unlearn all these things, and will end when you are healed, okay? So I'm telling you right here, this is how you break free. You got to go through the process of uncovering the damage and then healing from it. Heal from it. That's the trip up the mountain, okay? We're healing. That's the tower. You're climbing up that tower, you're climbing around, you're going up that mountain. And if you're not going up the mountain, and you're going around it because you keep getting stuck in the loop, okay? And you're not moving up, okay? So you're going to keep getting the same lesson until you learn it. And that's why you probably feel stuck. But you're really not stuck because we all go through things on our own time. We learn lessons at our own pace. So we can never judge each other for not learning or not coming to grips with something quick enough. Not even your twin. You cannot blame your twin for not learning their lesson, okay? It's not your job to make them learn their lesson. And that's one thing, hallelujah, okay, that I have had to learn. You can't make your twin learn their lesson. You gotta let it go, okay? Let that old story go. Their story is their story. Their lesson is their lesson. Your lesson is your lesson, okay? And once you break free from the lessons that you are supposed to learn, you're going to feel that much more free, and they're going to look at you flying up there and be like, how did she get up there so fast? How did she get to the mountaintop so fast? What am I doing wrong? And then they're going to want to go. See how funny this is? They're going to want to start doing things that are going to heal them and help them get to the mountaintop so they can be there with you, okay? So that you guys can fly free together, okay? So this is the beautiful story, okay? I'm just loving this because it makes me happy to know that we're breaking through with just the communication and the verbal part of it by discussing these lyrics, okay? It's just so much in here. You can talk about, I hope one day we are able to have a Zoom call for some of, for anybody who's subscribed one day, or at least alive. I got to get to 1,000 people subscribers before I could even go live or something like that. So we're not going to have a live for a while, but if you guys can help me get more subscribers, then we can get there faster. But it would be lovely to have conversations, on this topic, and I would love to see you guys' faces sometime. But, just want you to know that I'm here, okay? And I'm here in spirit with you as well. And when you listen to my videos and you watch them and you share and relate to things that I'm going through, it's all in love, and it's all for us to help each other, okay? This is part of my mission, so I'm happy to be doing it. Come awaken with me to the glory that will be when you make the choice to rise to who you're always meant to be. Now, I love this line because this is the hopeful line. This is the one that gives you so much hope. I'm telling you already in the previous verse how I know how it feels. I've been there, okay? It started with the damage and will end when you're healed. Now I'm asking you to come awaken with me to the glory that will be when you make the choice to rise to who you're always meant to be. Who are you meant to be? You, your beautiful self. The person that you were always meant to be is in here already. You just got to tap back into it. It was there from the very beginning, from the beginning of time. Isn't that beautiful? You never lost anything. I don't care what you think you had to get rid of. You never lost anything. Come on now. You guys are still the beautiful soul that you were at the beginning of time. And that's what we start to learn on this journey. We're all beautiful souls here to remember and awaken to that fact. Okay? The glory that will be when you make the choice to rise to who you're always meant to be. Doesn't that just make you smile and give you chills? Because it does me. Hey, I'm still rising up. That's the song. Okay, so Beautiful Chorus has a song called I Rise Up. I'm going to put that in the link below too, because that song kept me going in 2020 when the pandemic was going, and I found that song. That was how I told you I found Beautiful Chorus. There's beautiful ladies, these 4 ladies who sing a cappella, and they sing spiritual meditation music. And I Rise Up was the first song I ever introduced me to them. And it's a beautiful song. I got to put it in the description box for you guys to listen to, because it goes right along with this song, Break Free, okay? And you can listen to that during your meditation too. But you are always meant to be a beautiful soul that you are, okay? And you have so many beautiful things about you. I'm just looking at, okay, I'm looking at the phone. Yeah, I know that. But I'm looking at you, and I'm like, look how beautiful your soul is. You're just shining through. You're shining through, even though I haven't seen you. Your aura, your beauty, your light is coming through the phone to me as you watch these videos. And I know it's like, okay, you're gonna be like, okay, how you know? Because this is, I watched this video like months later, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Your energy is with me now, because we're all connected in the higher. Like I told you guys, we're all connected in the higher as spiritual beings. And I can look at the phone, I can look at you and see how beautiful your soul is, because it's there, it's here, I feel it. I'm clairaudient, I'm clairvoyant, but I just sense things too. You know, I sense your presence with me. I know that these videos are gonna touch so many people. You know, no matter how many subscribers I have right now, later down the line, these videos are timeless, and they're gonna be watched by more people, and you're one of them. And I thank you so much, because you're growing up with me as you're watching these videos, and you're growing spiritually, you're growing, you know, you're healing, you're taking time out for yourself. This is one of those moments. You're having me season right now. Okay, you are having a me season by watching these videos, because you're taking time out for you, and I commend you for that. Kudos. All right, so just give yourself a hand clap right now and a pat on the back, because you're doing great. I want to let you know that you're doing really good just showing up here, okay? You're going to know who you are in no time. So, guess what? Oh, I didn't finish writing the song down. That's what. So now I have to go finish the lyrics, but the chorus is actually what's next, and so I'm going to read that again, and then I'll do part 3 in the next video, and then let you guys know about the chorus. About the last verse, okay? Because it's actually really powerful too. This is a good place to kind of cut it off. I told you guys, I'm trying to keep it under an hour and trying to get it under a half hour, but it never works. So. Okay, so because you're starting to break free, break free, break free, starting to break free, break free, break free. Sorry, I almost had a cough. So break free. You guys are doing it. You're doing it by taking time out for yourself, healing, watching these videos, researching things, taking advantage of whatever tools are out there. You have it all within you. Your intuition is going to lead you and guide you where you need to go. Okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me again. See you in the next video. Part 3 on Break Free will be the final video, where I talk to you about the rest of the lyrics, and we'll have more great discussions and our tea. Okay? Thank you so much. Love you guys. Hope you have a great week. And if you're not feeling well, hope by the end of this video you're feeling much better, because I want to give you as much hope as I can through this channel, through this platform, because you deserve it. You're worth it. You're worth every bit of this pain and struggle on your journey to become your best version of yourself and to grow and to get catapulted into self-love through the pain that you have right now. So just count it as a blessing. I know it's not going to feel like one, but it's a blessing in disguise, and it's going to help you along the way, all right? We're in this together. Don't forget, all right? Talk to you guys next time. Love you.